Oh, good morning. Hello. Hi, everyone. I tried to adjust my lighting, but I'm still very, very, very bright. But hi. Good to see you all. How are you? And welcome. Just making sure my audio is actually working, and it is. Hooray. Good. Okay. Who do we have here? Hello. We have King Zub and Lizzie Winchester. Good to see you. And Raphael. Hello and welcome. David Abercrombie's excited to see Jessica Fletcher in VR, as are we all. Good afternoon, says Carly, and friend of Dorothy says peace to all. Hello to Hybrid and Isaac and Pika. Who do we have? Oh, friend of Dorothy's in Dallas. Hello, and King Zub's in Sweden. Hello to you in Sweden. It's I was about to complain about how chilly it is here, but I feel like that would be a little obnoxious because it's probably very cold where you are. Lizzie's in California. It's a little early. Oh, David in Scotland. Is it chilly in Scotland right now? Trips and Nuggets says hello. And Peak is on the East Coast, so you're probably a little bit more rested than I am. I'm a little bit sleepy. It's Videodrome. Oh, hello, Videodrome. It's colder at 28 right now than it was at 14. Yikes. That's way too cold. Friend of Dorothy needs coffee. Ooh, coffee. That doesn't sound bad. Maybe I'll have some coffee, too. I'll have your coffee. I'll have what she's having. But hello, Chris Canal is here, David Abercrombie, Isaac, Matt Darling. Oh, hello. I need to go back to early October and tell myself, oh no, where my wallet is. Did you lose your wallet all the way back in October? Oh dear. Hello to Roland and Will, and Anthony Scott. And Toonie, I think I saw a comment from you, unless multiple people have asked this question, but I think it might have been you. Did I cover Laurel and Hardy on Culture Cruise? I don't think I have. No, I don't. James, can you recall a time I have not talked about Laurel and Hardy. That might be a tough one because there's just like moments, just like the briefest of moments to talk about with Laurel and Hardy. And queerness is really not much of a construct at that point. Back in like, it's not quite silent era, but like early, black and white talkie film era. I feel like there's not much that I can say that, oh my god, I was about to call it the Velvet Goldmine, that the Celluloid Closet hasn't already said about that era. I mean, I would say, like, check out Celluloid Closet, because I do think Laurel and Hardy come up ever so briefly in that. Richard Ian Tracy's here. I'd never be up this early if my mate from the UK wasn't up and about, getting ready to return. Well, hello. I'm glad that you could make it. Am I watching Pushing Up Roses? She just did another Murder, She Wrote video review today. Did she? Oh, I did not see that. I need to turn on alerts for her. As I hope you all have for me. Did you all click the bell so you get alerts? You should all click the bell to get alerts. But no, I need to check out. I do enjoy her Murder, She Wrote reviews. They're so cozy and nice. It just makes me want to. Watch Murder, She Wrote. Which I don't even remember which streaming service has Murder, She Wrote at this point. I feel like it keeps bouncing around from like Netflix to Hulu to something else to something else. Is it on Disney Plus now? It was Buena Vista Television at some point, so maybe Disney has it. Anyway, who cares? Lizzie Winchester likes the new background. I'm glad. Although, I'm not sure if I'm hearing this. I feel like maybe it's just in the music. I feel like there's like one of those tones that means like your call is waiting on the other line. I keep hearing, but I think it's just like kind of a weird beep in the music that's playing in the background that I don't think you can even hear because I've turned it way down. Anyway, hi. Oh, 41. It's not too bad. Not too cold in Sweden. All right, that's tolerable. I don't know if you all saw, speaking of YouTubers doing video reviews and Culture Cruise, I've got a new Culture Cruise video up. It's about Frasier and the 90s. It's kind of an overview of queer episodes of TV in the 90s. Not every one, of course. After I published it, I realized I didn't talk at all about Mad About You, which had a lesbian character on it, so I may have to revisit that. And what else? There's another thing that I didn't talk about, but could. Oh, Queer as Folk. A lot of people pointed out, like I talk about queer bars in the episode, or gay bars really, because queer wasn't so much a thing at the time. Certainly not in the way we talked about bars, but I didn't talk about Queer as Folk in part because I was keeping it very narrowly focused on sitcoms. But that one does have a lot of like, you see the interior of gay bars a lot on that show. And it's a little bit more accurate than what you might see in on a sitcom. Hello, Georgia. Wait, are you in Georgia? No, Toonie's in Georgia. Hello to Georgia. I was just thinking about Georgia for some reason. Why did Georgia come up in conversation? I don't know. Maybe we're just talking about peaches, by which I mean butts. Netflix had a few years ago. They kept it. Universal usually obtains the MSW rights. Men who have sex with women rights? Probably not it. Just watch this. Amazon streaming is 5 seasons. That's weird. Oh no, King Zub says, did you develop tinnitus? I hope not. The other day I was having some hearing problems. Briefly, when I woke up, I heard just sort of like there was a whine. Oh no, I hope I don't have a hearing problem. I went to a doctor for my need to ask people to repeat themselves a lot. Because I was afraid that I was having hearing issues. This was many years ago. I was afraid that I was having hearing problems because I kept needing people to repeat themselves. And so they tested my hearing, and at the end of it, they were like, "No, your hearing is fine. It must be your brain that's having a problem just listening to people." So that was a nice thing to hear, but also helpful in that it reminded me that I should listen more closely to people, which is something I still need to practice, I think. Trapes the Nuggets loves the Culture Cruise. Thank you. I'm glad. Oh, Videodrome. I saw that Disney Plus. What are we all watching on Disney Plus, by the way? I saw Disney Plus ruin the Simpsons aspect ratio, which is so weird. Not only did they chop off the tops and bottoms of the image, but a lot of the shots are stretched. And it looks to me, I don't know that this is true, that it's not actually a restoration. It looks like they just ran everything through an algorithm to upscale it. So it looks kind of like you just, you know, zoomed in Photoshop. Yeah, disappointing. Disappointing. Will Philip wants me to talk about Please Like Me. That's another one that's like bounced around from service to service. What is that on now? It was on this like weird streaming service I don't think it even exists anymore. Called like I don't remember what was it called. It was called Splatter or Face Kiss or something like that. I don't remember. Uh, yeah, but I feel like so many of those streaming services that are like, oh, you got to watch a show. You go to like watch it, and you're like, oh, they went out of business. Roland says Disney will supposedly fix it in the next few months. Okay. Oh, master's degree in social work. Nope, that's not what that stands for. Universal obtains the master's degree in social work for all of the rights. I don't know. Grady's in foggy San Francisco. Have you talked about my beautiful laundrette? No, I should do that one. Let me write that down right now. I've got my notepad right here for keeping official score. This was a prop that we used in one of our live shows in San Francisco. There was a scorekeeper for one of our Queens of Adventure shows. By the way, there's a new episode of Queens of Adventure up. Go check that out as well. I think it's one of our most eventful episodes. Like, there's not anything too cataclysmic or, there's not like high drama in this one, but just like a lot of stuff happens. They talk to a lot of people. It would take some research. Oh, well, yes. Laurel and Hardy would take some research, but not that much because I feel like Vito Russo's done it already for me. Oh, my beautiful Laundrette is not on Criterion streaming. Oh, that's too bad. Raphael's watching Mandalorian. Yes. Yes, that is. I think the first thing. First, we watched Herbie the Love Bug. No, we didn't. Herbie. Yeah, there's a lot of junk on Disney Plus, but there's some good stuff too. So Mandalorian was probably the first thing that we looked at. Followed by I think we watched Avengers Endgame somewhere in there, and we checked out a whole bunch of stuff like Return to Witch Mountain's on there. Nope, that's not the one I'm thinking of. It is on there, but that's not the one I'm thinking. What is it? Flight of the Navigator. James says I should watch Flight of the Navigator, which I've never seen, but it looks promising. We also checked out some Pete's Dragon, which has some very, very nice songs. It's kind of a silly film to have existed when it did, but James pointed out it should be a stage musical. Wouldn't that be a fun show to see on stage, like a Broadway version of Pete's Dragon? Carly's been watching 10 Things I Hate About You on Disney Plus. Is that good? I have not. I don't think I've ever seen. I haven't seen that. Oh, Disney. Yeah, you're gonna fix by adding other aspect ratios. Well, I hope they add some real weird ones. I want them to add like really narrow and wide, like as an aspect ratio, or VR. I want them to add like have the Simpsons in VR. Oh, Please Like Me's on Hulu. Hulu. I canceled Hulu. We canceled Hulu because we had to get some like Hulu Sports in order to watch the Steven Universe movie, but like you could only get it as like a free trial, and then it was going to be like $20 a month, and we're like, why? First of all, we don't want this. Second of all, I don't even know what sports are, and so we got Hulu Sports to watch Steven Universe because for some reason it was only on that, and then had to immediately cancel all of Hulu because there was no way to cancel just the sports. But now there's that bundle your Disney and Hulu package together, so maybe I'll get it through that. Disney Plus leaves a ton to be desired, says Videodrome. They don't have the Parent Trap sequels. Oh no, they have so much weird stuff. They've got like the Cat from Outer Space, but they don't have Parent Trap sequels. Um, MSW could be Municipal Solid Waste. That must be it. Yes, yes. What was it? What did you say, Videodrome? Disney gets. Oh, Universal obtains the Municipal Solid Waste rights. That must be it. Um, Another great. Oh, Raphael says a great Queens of Adventure episode. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you liked it. Roland says I finished this, but Matt Baume, you need to watch She-Ra season 4. Oh my God, I can't believe that. How are they on season 4 already? I feel like it premiered like a month ago. I guess not. Do they do like 2 seasons a year? Grady really wants me to talk about My Beautiful Laundrette. It's the first queer movie I ever saw. It had an impact. I should talk about that. That is a good one. My Beautiful Laundrette. And I feel like there's been a lot written about that one. Not enough talk about Double Trouble in the fandom. Is that She-Ra fandom? Glimmer, yeah, Glimmer and Shadow Weaver and Light Spinner. So I watched the pilot and I was like, that's fine. It doesn't like wow me. I'm not like delighted by the pilot, but it's good. Hello to Matt Zering. Thank you for the tip. I really appreciate it. Hooray! What genre is the best at exploring queerness, and why is it horror? Oh, that's such a great question. I love that question in particular because I actually have been thinking a lot about like not exactly horror, but like villains, queer villainy. And yeah, it really is like horror and like just bad guys in general are really good for like putting queerness on screen. New fan, loving your content. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're liking it. I'm so glad that you have this question for me. Okay, so what genre is best at exploring queerness? Why is it horror? I think I have a couple of answers to that. One is one of the best explanations I've ever heard about what is appealing about horror came from Peaches Christ, the delightful Peaches Christ, drag queen of San Francisco and talented producer among many other things. Anyway, really loved horror as a child as a way of sort of inoculating herself or desensitizing herself, or desensitizing is the right word, but giving herself a space where she could be frightened so fewer things would frighten her in real life. And boy, oh boy, that really resonates. Wanting to be scared less as a child and adult, in my case. But, being antsy and anxious and seeing like, okay, if I scare myself with these movies, I won't be so scared of real life. And I think queer people often have a lot in real life to be frightened of. Sometimes legitimately, sometimes not. But feeling like you can endure fear and emerge successfully on the other side, I think is really empowering to somebody who is worried about what the world will do to them. So that I think is one reason why horror is ripe for queer people, but like also villains in general. And sometimes it's very queer villains, like I don't know, Scar or Ursula, or even we just watched Pete's Dragon last night, or excerpts from it, and I feel like the doctor, whose name I've forgotten, James, what's the doctor's name? Doc Terminus. What a name. I feel like there's a lot that's queer about him. And also more like, subtly like villains who are more like gay icons, like oh gosh, I've forgotten her name. The villain from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rita Repulsa. Like Rita Repulsa is real queer as like an icon, but like she's not obviously queer herself. She's not like famous lesbian Rita Repulsa, but her extreme campiness makes her very queer. So like, what's going on there? Why do we put so much like bells and whistles and bangles and bobs on our villains? I think a big part of that is like often those villains. One of the things that makes them villainous is that they're outsiders. They've been rejected for there's various reasons, and that's really identifiable. Like it's really easy to look at somebody like Rita and be like, oh, I want that. I want to dress like that. I want to be weird like that. People have sent me to the moon, figuratively. Unless, I mean, maybe you're an astronaut, and they have. But no, people have sent me to the outskirts of society, and I'm going to enjoy myself while I'm there. So anyway, I think that's a very long and convoluted answer to your question. But I think those are some of my ideas there. Anyway, King Zub says MSW means murder seeking women. I kind of like that. That should be the lesbian reboot of Murder, She Wrote. Lizzie says, I have a crush on a girl who's bi like me. She's dating a boy right now. They've been having problems. Is it bad of me to tell her I like her while she's in an iffy spot with her boyfriend? Yes. Do not complicate things with her relationship. I mean, Okay, look, I don't know the whole situation there. So maybe it would be appropriate. But it seems like if someone is having problems in a relationship, the way to be kind and a good friend is to let them know that you are there to support them and be a sympathetic ear and you're there to listen to them. And do not try to manipulate your friend's relationship into a breakup, because that would not be a kind thing to do. That's my very short answer to that. Amazon Prime streaming has an unbelievable load of 70s, 80s horror. Really low budget, so bad it's good type of movies. I can never get rid of them for that. That's exciting. Do they have Curse of the Queer Wolf? It's not good. It's, I think, gay jokes made by straight people is how I remember that movie. But it's certainly an interesting artifact from, I think, the late 80s. Oscar says, my name's Oscar. I absolutely worship your show. There's not enough queer villains. That's all I have to say. I wish there was more of them. I hope you can find some on your show. I really want to do a culture cruise about queer villains. So tell me your favorites. Who are your favorite queer villains? Obviously, there's the... I think Ursula is definitely like top of the list for me. It would be hard for me to think of a queer villain that I like more than her. But boy, oh boy, there's a lot of really good ones. Tell me more. Tell me who you like. Kings Up says, I know $5 for you. I found this channel today. I saw a handful of vids, already a fan. Thank you. And it's so nice. You're from Sweden, right? Yeah, it's so nice to have a fan in Sweden. Horror is a genre protected by a fan base. I want to say is oh, that's a good point. Yeah, the fan base is a lot more participatory in horror, like with conventions and film festivals and DIY making our owns. Sci-fi does the same thing. Yeah, I agree with that. Tall guy loves a hat. Thank you. It's a little chilly here. Oh, speaking of Sweden, James got this hat in preparation for a trip to Sweden. James, you wore this owl all over Sweden, as I recall, right? He did. James is very cute too. You can't see him. He's not on the camera right now. Thoughts on the newest Netflix show, The Politician? I haven't seen it. I heard there's gay stuff. I'm gonna check it out. The Politician. For some reason, I thought it was like a TV series version of the movie Election, which I don't think it actually is. Anyway, being cast as villain is queer culture. I 100% agree with that. Oh, and Anthony has a great question. Why do films fail to portray people of color as queer? The short answer to that is because films want to look at people as having only one category, and it's very easy to be like, oh, he's the gay one, and he's the black one, and he's the one in a wheelchair, and he's... I don't know. Here's the trans person, and trans people are already trans. They can't also be gay too. So yeah, I think a lot of movies just want to put a person in one bucket at a time. John Waters said something about technique. Technique being failed style. Oh, technique is straight and style is queer. I love that. Redneck Lover says, oh, thank you for the tip, Redneck Lover. I appreciate it. Have you started watching One Day at a Time on Netflix? No, what is that? I don't know anything about it. One Day at a Time, huh? At a time. I'm putting it on my list, on my scorecard. Here it is. It's One Day at a Time. What is One Day at a Time? Tell me more about that. Isaac Snow says, are we doing relationship questions? How do I ask out a straight guy I like? Because I want to even, though I know it isn't going to work. I have multiple thoughts about that. One is, you never know how straight is straight, and it's possible he's not 100%, and maybe something could blossom there. That having said, don't count on it, because if somebody says they're straight, if somebody tells you what they are, you take them at their word. Because it's unpleasant for somebody to be like, I'm straight, and for you to be like, no, you're not. As unpleasant as it would be for you to be like, I'm coming out, I'm gay, and for people to be like, no, you're not. Ugh. Anyway, I don't know. It depends on your relationship, really. Like, if you've got, like, a fun, close relationship, you could start, the same way that you kind of start flirting with anybody else. Just, compliment him. Give him some compliments. Tell him you like how he looks in that shirt or whatever, or his hair looks nice today. Give him a few compliments, see if he returns them. If not, he's probably not into it. Hang out together, have a drink together, watch something gay together, go to a gay movie, see what he says about it. Be like, oh, isn't that nice how close those two characters were? I don't know, drop a few hints here and there, and if he doesn't pick up on them, then don't waste your life pining for heterosexuals, because, there's only so much they can offer. Oh, Grady remembers picketing Basic Instinct. Wow, basically it stinks. Why was basically it stinks. Basic Instinct is basically it stinks. It's such a ridiculous pun, but I love it. Grady, tell me about picketing Basic Instincts. Oh my goodness. That must have been amazing. I was too young to really be aware of it at the time. I think that was what, like 92 that it came out? Isaac had a Minecraft skeleton shoot me, but there's no skeleton around. Oh, what? That's a metaphor for life. Matt says there's a gay film horror podcast called The Film Flamers. Turning into horror is a queer adjacent genre. There's another one that Bloomhouse, people at Bloomhouse make, and I don't have my phone with me, so I can't look it up. Oh shoot, what is it called? It's shoot. What's the name of it? Anyway, there's a number of queer film queer horror podcasts that are oh no, I've unplugged myself, that are quite good. But I also find horror just like very stressful. Like it's hard for me to make it all the way through a horror experience. Dragon loves the background. Thank you. It's a little. I made some adjustments to the green screen that I don't know if they actually took now that oh no. Oh, my face. Help. Thank you. It's a fancy cathedral. I don't remember why we changed it to that from the library. Why did we change it from the library? Whatever. Can I, oh, wait. Is there. Can I turn it off? No. Oh, because I'm on some other thing. What am I on here? Oh, here's the background. Yep. Well, I can turn it off, but there's no library behind it. I was hoping there would be. Oh, well. Beep, beep. Oh, well. Yeah, it was a well-made film, but the stereotype of that villain is just too much for me. Can you believe I've never seen Basic Instinct? Putting on my list under by Beautiful Laundrette. Basic Instinct. That's the one with the legs. All of Catherine's serial killer friends were coded as bisexual and lesbian. Wait, is that a character from Basic Instinct, or is that a character from something else? Yeah. Oh, Grady says you don't for like how to get a straight guy to like me. I don't know. It's possible. You might. Could be bisexual. Could be pan. He could be something that he just doesn't realize until he met the right person. But it's generally bad practice to tell somebody what they are, or decide for them. Oh, and I missed Haruhist number 5. Any tips for living together as a couple? That's real hard to say because every couple is different. But I think an important thing is, the answer to this is the same answer to a lot of questions, which is listening. It's sort of a superpower. It's something that's very hard to practice and cultivate, but I mean, it really will change your life if you can like really practice listening. And listening doesn't just mean like waiting for your turn to talk, obviously, but also like thinking about what the other person is saying. That is probably the most important thing you can do for living together. Also, having your own space, like, so it's not all just like we're sharing everything, but like having a little bit for you and a little bit for them, very important. And I don't know, honesty. That's also very helpful. I'm trying to think of like the stuff James and I have been living together for. Oh my God! Don't let him hear me say this because he feels old when I say this. But we've been living together for almost 20 years. Yeah, I think it was maybe longer. When did we move in together? No, I think it was 2000. Yeah, so we're coming up on 20 years that we've been, oh my God, 20 years that we've been living together, starting in college. And, wow. And how did we make that work? Having each other's space. And something Dan Savage talks about is that sometimes it's easier to just put the silverware away than have a fight about whose job it is to put it away. So, you're never gonna like. There's always gonna be things about the other person that bug you, and a part of like living together is just being like, whatever, I don't care. Just like letting it go when something about the other person bugs you, and focusing on the things that they do that you like. Like, there's a lot of things that James says. I mean, I'm making it sound like I can't stand him, but no, there's a lot of things that I like about living with James, and I really. I really enjoy those things. Anyway, Grady says they shot a scene at the Rawhide Bar, owned by notorious gay racist Les Natali. Google him. Oh no. I remember that name, but from living in. Oh, that guy. Uh huh. Yeah, okay, that guy. Yeah. Catherine Trammell is a Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct, and all the women who kill in the film are queer, bi, and gay. All right, I'll keep an eye on that. Have you heard of the movie Holiday Heart? I have not. I know we're coming into the season when it's just like holiday movies all the time. Um, there's a link to One Day at a Time season 3 trailer on Netflix. Oh, I think it might have stripped out the link to the trailer. That's weird. Oh, and season 4 is moving to Pop TV in March. Pop TV. Like, this is what I mean. Like, okay, I guess there's a streaming service called Pop TV, and that's going to be out of business in a year. So, like, it's so frustrating to, like, follow your shows from, like, streaming service to streaming service, and then, like, when you go to watch the thing, like, in the middle of the show, the streaming service goes out of business or something. Law of Desire by Pedro Almodovar, the gay version of Fatal Attraction. Love that movie. Oh, Law of Desire. And Law of Desire. Check that out. Should I watch those two together? Should I watch Fatal Attraction and Law of Desire? I always confuse Fatal Attraction and Basic Instinct. I know that they're different movies, but Fatal Attraction and Basic Instinct feel like they happened at exactly the same time. And Fatal Attraction. Okay. Excellent production right now in New York of the Philip Glass opera Akhenaten, about the pharaoh. Star of the show, Anthony Roth Costanzo, calls the first trans icon. Interesting. Interesting, although I would say non-binary. Okay, I'll check that out. Akhenaten. Okay. How is a Philip Glass opera? Is it, like, just hypnotic and fascinating, or is it hypnotic and sleepy? Or, like, I mean, you said it's an excellent production right now, so I'm going to assume it's good. But I don't know. It's very hard for me to consume anything Philip Glass without feeling like I'm gazing into the eyes of Sir Hiss. King Zeb says non-binary and androgynous is a real power move. Yeah, I agree with that. Jordan says James has aged so well. He's like a fine cheese covered in mold. Being old is hot if you're sensitive to the problems of much younger people to the point where you let people challenge your privileged comfort zones. Sure. Oh, Antonio Banderas is in Law of Desire? Okay, well, I do like him. Especially, is this a 90s film? Antonio Banderas in the 90s is delightful. I've been thinking a lot about, speaking of queer villains, I've been thinking a lot about Interview with the Vampire, because our good friend Anthony, Dumpster Raccoon, Mia Koopa, is showing it in Toronto. And so I've been thinking about Interview with the Vampire, and Antonio Banderas is, I mean, everyone's villainous in that, but he's particularly fun. He's not really villainous, though. He's kind of the nice guy vampire, or as nice as they can get in that movie. Will Phillips says, I shared your traditional marriage video on Facebook. It didn't go so well with a few people. Oh, well. What a pity. Have you watched Noah's Ark? No, I haven't watched Noah's Ark. Queer Nation got a hold of a leaked script about an ice pick wielding man-hating lesbian serial killer. We protested it, says Grady. That is wonderful. I've seen pictures of those protests. Also, spoiler alert for Basic Instinct. But yeah, I've seen pictures of, like, the protests. It must have been an exciting time to, like, be disruptive and queer. Watch the first 3 seasons of One. Oh, yeah, easy, no problem at all. Watch the first 3 seasons of this show. It's an easy binge watch. All right, you'll have a Culture Cruise video to make after you see it. All right. I mean, I'll give it a shot. Usually, my Culture Cruises are about something a little more vintage, but I will certainly give it a look. Daily Gutierrez says, "I'm a heterosexual, but I love your content. Keep it up." Thank you. And I don't sell yourself too short. Fatal Attraction is different in the villain Glenn Close does not kill any people during the runtime. Just a pet white rabbit. Oh no, that's even worse. Oh no. But I do like Glenn Close, the star of Hook. I confuse the 2 movies as well. I don't know why, says Raphael. I don't know. I think they came out at the same time, right? That's probably why. Sid says, I've grown up thinking I'm gay, but a recent session with my psychiatrist revealed that I might actually be bi. Feels so weird and awkward to be 25 and a virgin again. I don't know what to do. That is an interesting place to be. I don't know. I don't have any advice for you there because it's not something I've experienced, but enjoy it, I guess. Discovering something new about yourself means, it's like I don't know, when somebody says to me, you should see Basic Instinct, and I'm like, ooh, I get to see this movie for the first time. You get to be bi for the first time. That's pretty exciting. Um, Filled glass opera is hypnotic and sort of ritualistic. A lot of juggling. Sounds like, did they do like, is it like circus themed? Law of Desire. Oh, late 80s Antonio Banderas. Wow. Sam Moore says, have you ever seen The Nanny? It has a few episodes with gay queer characters, not always positively portrayed. I have not. Like, seen? No. No, which is interesting because, like, Fran Drescher had that show, like, years later about, like, having a gay husband. I've seen every episode of The Nanny, like, 6 times. Whoa. Big queer character episode is one about Danny's dead. Oh. Wait, Danny's... Is, like, Danny the kid on the show? I might be thinking of some other show. Did they kill Danny the kid? Frozen 2 is coming out next week. I didn't realize that was so soon. Raphael says, I can't wait for the Vampire Chronicles series to start. That's when I get... What? They're making a Vampire Chronicles series on Hulu? Ugh. Have you read Young Avengers, the more recent Teddy and Billy stuff? Wrote an official one-shot with those two characters. No, I have not. Oh, there's so much to consume. Young Avengers with Teddy... Wait, are Teddy... I'm assuming Teddy and Billy are the characters from Young Avengers. Young Avengers. I should go to... We've got a comic book store down the street that just expanded. They're much bigger now, which is great, and I need to go check out their comics. Young Avengers, Teddy and Billy episodes. Pedro Almodovar at his peak, right before Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, that he won an Oscar for. Wait, what? What is... the... what was it? Law of Desire. Right before Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. I see. Anthony says, why is it vampires are portrayed as bisexual in TV and films like American Horror Story? Lindsay Ellis actually talks about... Wait, no, it's... ContraPoints talks about this, yes, in her latest video. About how vampires historically occupied represented a dying, decadent aristocracy, because at the time that they were written, you know, the aristocracy was kind of like going away, or at least aristocracy as it had been, was going away, and so they were presented as this sort of like literally vampiric, like sucking the life out of everybody else class that is out of time and historical, anachronistic is what I'm looking for. And so that's how vampires came to be this sort of like decadent fancy man who is just going to like suck the life out of you. But why are they always bisexual? That's a good question. I think part of it is that vampires represent a all-consuming hunger that is indiscriminate. And one way of showing that is that they'll just drink anybody's blood. I'd have to think about that a little bit more, but I think that's probably it. Like in a time when bisexuality was seen as particularly decadent and immoral, like, you know, prevailing attitudes were that, oh, it's so decadent and wrong to be bisexual. I think it overlapped very conveniently with vampirism. I think they just happened to be portrayed in similar ways or thought of in similar ways, and so they went together. That's my thought. That's my theory right now. I might have to give that a little more think. Sorry, I lost my place in the chat. Just watch the new 90s video, says the Tabbies. Great video, loved everything. Thank you. Tell your friends, BT Dubs, if you're enjoying the Culture Cruise, one of the best ways to help. There's 2 great ways to be helpful with Culture Cruise. Actually, 3. Oh, I keep counting up. Okay, so one way to help. If you like them, become a patron and subscribe over on Patreon. That's at patreon.com/Matt Baume, because it's the patrons who really make it possible for me to make those videos. It's directly through the support of viewers that I could do Culture Cruise and Sewers of Paris and live streams like this and Weekly Debrief and all of those. I could do this, what I'm doing right now, thanks to folks who are tipping in the chat and thanks to folks who are Patreon backers. Allow me to focus on making stuff for you all rather than, taking work from clients, which, Uh, I'd rather be making stuff for you than that. Let's see. So they had Oy Vey You're Gay was the gay nanny episode. Danny Imperioli is the guy who left her for another woman in the lyrics of the theme song. Oh. Odd Shaped Channel says, my fiancée Kimber just found and introduced me to your content. Fun and informative. Keep at it. Thank you. Thank you to you and to Kimber for joining. King Zeb says, I love ContraPoint. She rules. Vampires have always been allegorical for a fear of sexuality. Ooh, that's an interesting take. Mina, yes. Vampires allegorical for a fear, like that sexuality is going to destroy us. Oh no. Yes, Matt Zeringi, the depraved bisexual trope. Yes. They're so, they want it all. The hunger had bi vampires. Just could talk about bisexual vampires all day. I used to work at this place where I mentioned something about vampires representing sexuality and vampires being very sexual. And one of my coworkers was like, what are you talking about? Vampires aren't sexual. And I'm like, what planet are you on? Maybe she was thinking about, like, I don't know, Bela Lugosi, who's probably not the sexiest, but, sorry, Bella, but, no, like, Anne Rice vampires, like, ugh. Raphael says, Christopher Rice, Anne Rice's son, head scriptwriter on the... Oh, really? Oh, Christopher Rice is the head writer for the Vampire Chronicles series. Interesting. Interesting. Yes, The Hunger. I've not seen The Hunger. I'm putting that on my list. Susan Sarandon, David Bowie, Catherine Deneuve. The Hunger. I know that I should. And, oh yeah, sure. Victorian fear of sexuality. Yeah, it's going to suck our fluids out, basically. Traipse Nugget also recommends Philosophy Tube. Yes, also. Oh, recently came out as bi. I didn't know that was recent. I thought that was just a thing. I think everybody's bi. To Anne, her vampires are beautiful creatures who are misunderstood and make some bad choices. Yes, I think that sums it up. I don't think I've ever seen bi werewolves. Yeah, Torridon, can anybody think of any bisexual werewolves? They've got to be out there. Surely there's bisexual werewolves out there. I can't think of any. Come on. That's so weird. Why, like, seems like werewolves should represent insatiable hunger and uncontrollable desire and one's instincts get, like, all the, like, negative tropes that were associated with bisexuality. Why didn't vampires get them all and not werewolves? What are your thoughts? Anne Rice wanted to normalize sexuality, says Raphael. One of the reasons I love her. Yes, have you all seen Exit to Eden? It's not a good movie, but sure is weird. It's got some very good butts. Oh my goodness. There is an ass in that movie that is, I don't know, should just be the president of the United States. It's a very good ass. Richard Ian Tracy says, oh, I've got a dance in his underpants Festive Funky fundraiser. Wait, are you saying that I should dance in my underpants to, like, get people to my Patreon? Is that the idea? Wasn't Dracula inspired by Oscar Wilde's trial? Oh, I've never heard that. Is that true? James, have you ever heard that? Are you there? I can't tell if you're there or not. He might be taking a bath. Oh. Have you ever heard that Dracula was inspired by Oscar Wilde's trial? No. Okay. No, but I like that as a story. That's an interesting one. A lot of enthusiasm for gay werewolves. Roland says, do my dreams count with bisexual werewolves? Yes. Headcanon is more official than official canon. Grady says, okay. Wait. Susan Sarandon says, is it a love song? It sounds like a love song. I've never seen the movie, so I don't know the context. Catherine Deneuve says, then I suppose that's what it is. Sarandon says, are you making a pass at me, Mrs. Blaylock? Catherine Deneuve says, not that I'm aware of. Sarah. Sex scene. Oh, that sounds steamy. Ooh. Matt says, it's getting super bread tube in here, and I love it. Yes, we had Carlos Maz on a live stream just the other day. By werewolves. Uncle Jesse from Full House. What? Was he a werewolf? Oprazine says, I would say Lugosi projected sexuality in the 1930s audiences for the original film, not so much to us, because we have seen his style parodied. Oh, interesting. Yeah, okay. That could be. It's been parodied so much that it's hard for us to see the original without thinking of all the jokes. Raphael says, oh, there are bisexual werewolves in books. Of course, yes. Yeah, I'm sure there's billions of Kindle books about bisexual werewolves. And Anne Rice, she's amazing. Wait, did she have, like, Does she have a bisexual werewolf in any of her books? Vampires represent aristocracy, decadence over indulgence. Ah, werewolves represent lower class, brutish, single-minded. Okay, I think I get that. Oh, Videodrome wants to know what butt movie I'm talking about. Exit to Eden. Anne Rice is secular. Now I think she is. I think she's been a lot of things. I think the born-again Christian thing is over and done with these days. Oh, Teen Wolf, pretty gay coded. I don't know if that counts. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm thinking back to, like, there's Pee Wee Herman as, no, he's a vampire in Buffy. I don't think there are any vampires. I don't think there are any werewolves in the Buffy movie. I don't think anybody's bisexual in Teen Wolf the movie or in Teen Witch. So yeah, I mean, this is really what this is getting to, is the lack of bisexual representation in everything. And how everybody is always either gay or straight, or, this is what we were talking about earlier, that TV and movies just wants to put people in one single bucket, and that makes it challenging for there to be bisexuals, even though it really shouldn't be. Mina says Dracula was written before Oscar Wilde's trial. Well, there you go. Funny thing about Bernie Bros. Oh, we're talking about that now. The movie Wild should be required viewing for high school students. It's okay. I like seeing Stephen Fry in anything, and it's been a long time since I've seen Wild, so maybe I'd like it now. I remember at the time being, like, a little bit bored, but now that I say that, I think I might like it more now than I did then. I don't think I really appreciated Oscar Wilde, for one thing, but I remember there being a lot of, like, character stuff in that movie that I was just, what it was, is because, like, I know where this is gonna wind up, so it's like watching Titanic. I know the end, but I think I might enjoy the nuance of, like, Oscar's life more now than I did then. Isaac says, no queerness in werewolves because they're wild, and despite being unnatural themselves, invited the view of natural law, excluding non-heterosexual sexualities. Oh, that's a really interesting theory. Yeah, that there's this, like, goofy idea that, like, animals are only heterosexual in the wild. And so maybe that's why there are no bisexual or gay werewolves in media. Maybe. I wouldn't rule that out. That's certainly not a reading I would have, because obviously I think it's really silly to think that only heterosexuality exists in the wild, but I think there might be something there. Oh, of course, Oprazine, the word vamp, meaning a woman who uses her sexuality to tempt otherwise virtuous men, derived from vampire. Of course, we're very familiar with the vamp in A Fool There Was, 1930-something movie starring, I can't remember her name, Clara something, I want to say, who originated the role of the vamp. She has a whole series about her werewolves. Great series, gay and bi werewolves. Oh, that's delightful. All right, somebody make that on Hulu before it goes out of business. Love Life MD says, bi werewolf bar mitzvah, spooky, scary. I like that. Grady says, we should stop with the labels and use our Kinsey number. I'm way more informative. I'm a 6. Maybe. But here's the thing is, like, I feel like we know enough about sexuality now that, like, a number is, like, is insufficient. Because, mapping sexuality on, like, a continuity of, like, gay to straight, and, like, I have sex with the same gender to I have sex with the opposite gender. Like, there are more genders now, and things, I don't know, like, I feel like it needs to be something three-dimensional to fully represent a person's sexuality, and I don't know, labels here are, I feel like, at least more descriptive than the numbers. Vespa Z says, what sort of representation of bisexuals are we seeking? All of it. Is it a character that needs to have multiple romantic arcs of different genders, or self-identification? I mean, like, preferably, I'd like to see, like, bisexual characters doing everything. But yeah, self-identification is a start. I don't want it to be like, he's bisexual, and that's the end of the character storyline. Bisexual characters should get to have romances, too. Oh, have you seen the original Let the Right One in Vampire movie? Yes! Yes, I have. Oh, speaking of spooky, scary, yes, I have seen that one. There are gay penguins at the San Francisco Zoo. Ooh, but are they were-penguins? Anne Rice's first werewolves book, The Wolf Gift. Oh my god, that sounds great. Okay, I'm putting that on my list. The Wolf Gift, Anne Rice. Regarding labels, Isaacs likes GSRM as an alternative for gender sexual romantic minorities. It's more inclusive without trying to be exhaustively so. Yes, it's just, one of those mouthful acronyms. And it looks like you're trying to say George R. R. Martin. So, it's just not catchy. I don't think it's going to catch on, is the problem. Vespa says vampires can become bats. Aren't those animals like wolves? Oh wait, and can't vampires also become wolves? I think there's some lore where vampires can turn into wolves too. Now we're talking about furries, which my live streams always seem to turn into. Clara Bow, that's her name, yes. Are you into musicals? Says Katie RM. Of course. I'm going to see Falsettos next week. Wonderful. Great. William Finn was writing gay Jewish main characters since like 1979. That's fantastic. I like Falsettos as a title because it looks like it's a musical about falsies. If my life were a vampire movie, says Opera Zine, from your mouth to God's ear, I don't know. It'd be called Let the Wrong One In. Yes, your XY coordinates. Honestly, that might be a good way to like describe sexuality, is like with XY coordinates. Yeah, I don't like saying bi because it's not inclusive. NBs need love too. I agree with you. Like, I've been saying bisexual, but obviously pansexual is a lot more inclusive. I think Bela Lugosi was kind of dripping with sexuality, says Grady. Okay, I mean, I'm willing to consider that. I certainly don't see it, but, no, I don't see it. I'm trying, but I don't see it. But I believe you. Christina Moses had a recurring role as a bisexual werewolf in the originals. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that. Fright Night. Oh, Vampires into Wolves happens in Fright Night in the sequel. Yes, you're right. Gosh, I definitely need to talk about that. If I'm going to talk about gay villains, gosh. Fright Night. Oh my god, there's so much to say. So much to say about gay villains. Dracula in Bram Stoker became a wolf in the first 4 chapters, different from the rest of the book. Yeah, I think I remember seeing that in the, isn't there a wolf in the Bram Stoker, the Keanu Reeves Dracula? Vespa says, I'd like to see a bisexual in a hetero relationship that self-identifies. Seems to be only sensational, otherwise remarkable, if a same-sex relationship is involved. Yes, and sometimes I've seen folks who identify as bisexual or pansexual or whatever annoyed that someone's like, I'm bisexual, but then they get put into heterosexual relationships in the media, not in real life. And it's like, okay, but like, at least let them express like the full spectrum of pansexuality. Love Life MD wants to be the first black gay Jewish werewolf. That's amazing. I definitely want to see that made into something. I want to see a movie about that. Vampires aren't coded as animalistic or feral like werewolves are. Maybe that's why vampires versus werewolves are such a common story. Aristocratic hedonists versus feral nature. I think that really sums it up, yes. Yeah, I think that's it. And honestly, like, somebody, like, indulging in their feral side and, like, giving themselves over to natural impulses, seems like that should, like, really lend itself to a more expansive sexuality. Oh, and Opera Zine stage managed the Dracula play in college. The vampire transforms himself into a wolf. How'd you do that on stage? Isaac says, but not everyone is attracted to all genders. I've been taught bisexual mean attracted to, not necessarily all. Like, that bi and pan aren't this. That's true. That's true. They're not interchangeable. The gay vampire Sebastian in Once Bitten. Oh gosh, Once Bitten. Yes. Yeah. Wait, who plays Sebastian in that one? It's somebody strange. It's someone you wouldn't expect to be playing a gay vampire assistant. Now I can't remember. Oh well. Once Bitten. Yes, I'm putting that on the list too. Once Bitten. We're getting all these like horror recommendations right after Halloween. But then again, it's because there's not a lot of gay Thanksgiving movies, are there? What are there? Does anybody recommend? Is there any gay movie to watch for Thanksgiving other than The Addams Family too, of course? Like, what's a good queer Thanksgiving movie? Oh, Cleavon Little, that's right, of course. Cleavon, yes. Oh my god, yes, of Blazing Saddles and many other things. Bisexual people have acknowledged non-binary genders for ages, says KDRM. Bisexual means something different to everyone, just like every other label. October isn't the 8th month of the year. What? Oh no, October isn't the 8th month of the year. Okay. Maven of the Eventide reviewed Once Bitten. Oh, Maven of the Eventide. Wait, what is that? I don't know what that is. Vampires feel. Wait, what? There's a gay vampire in True Blood, the really shy one that tried to hook up with a black guy. R.I.P. Oh. Vampires, I feel, are in that same lore type that lends itself perfectly to the representation of LGBT relationships. Like pirates! Oh, yeah, I want to see more gay pirates. Oh, more gay pirates in Vino Veritas. Yes. In the play, the character Harker looks off stage and says, "Look, he just transformed himself into a dog. No, a wolf." Though our Harker said, "A dog, no, a bat." I like that it's just, you'll have to take my word for it. It happened off stage. Home for the Holidays. Robert Downey Jr. is gay in the Thanksgiving movies. Everybody recommends that movie to me. Home for the Holidays. Our precious little Iron Man, a gay. I watched Alex. I watched Alex Strange the other day, and I have to say it was rather disappointing how they resolved the conflict with, never mind, I'm gay, not bi. Oh. I mean, that's the thing, is I don't like to see in media that trope of, like, you can't trust somebody when they say that they're gay because no, wait, I said that wrong. You can't trust somebody when they say that they're bi because they're actually gay, they're just afraid to say it. Like, I don't want to see that in movies because, ugh, too much. More gay pirates is Grady Boyles. Yes. Please. What's Cooking has Juliana Margulis and Kyra Sedgwick as a couple. Wait, what's cooking? Oh, and yeah, MCU Stark is bi, so much aggressive flirting with a cap. Yeah, sure, I believe that. I'll tell you that. We are, speaking of Thanksgiving movies, yeah, there's like Home for the Holidays, and like, is there anything else? Anyway, we're getting into like winter weather, which means it's time for our favorite holiday tradition. Marshmallow snowman peeps. There they are. Very hard to see because the lights are so bright, but they're marshmallow snowman peeps that I got at the grocery store yesterday to eat on the live stream. Still very hard to see because of how bright things are. Yeah. Yeah, that sure is what they are. It's amazing how anti-flavorful they are. It's like if you ate this and something else, it would take all the flavor out of whatever else you were eating. Oh. Love Life MD says, doing time on Maple Drive, ultimate gay TV holiday movie. I'm not familiar with that one. Wait, that's not the one with Jim Carrey, is it? Torden, you're absolutely right. Peeps are candy tofu. Yes. Okay. Yes, doing time on Maple Drive. As I recall, that's the one that's got like Jim Carrey as a gay man, or like youngster, because it's old. It's like 82 or 83. But he's like a gay young adult who's like in the process of coming out to his family. Oh. I find a marshmallow very relaxing. I find them really soothing to chew on. And yeah, I agree, Anthony Scott, they're coated in that coloring. I would like a peep that doesn't have like the sugary coating on the outside. I guess that is literally just a marshmallow. Oh. Katie RM says, do you know the oldest gay character played by an out gay actor? That would have to be, I would think, Ian McKellen's character on Wicked? Vicious on Wicked. Oh my god. Yeah, Ian McKellen in Wicked. He plays Elphaba. No. In Vicious. Probably that character. I can't remember the characters' names. Ooh, chocolate covered marshmallow. That sounds pretty good. Wait, hold on. I got to write these things down. Home for the holidays, doing time on Maple Drive. Starring queer icon Jim Carrey. Homemade marshmallow is super easy and superior, says Grady. Oh, I've always wanted to make a homemade marshmallow and I've never done it. Oh, 92? Oh my gosh, it's much later than I thought. Sugar coating is supposed to make them stay fresh. It never works. Yeah, it doesn't. Why would I? Like, when I'm eating a peep, I'm never like, oh, I hope it's fresh. Oh, Jim Carrey says alcoholic supportive bro. That's it. Okay. Raphael says, did the black and white drawings help? Yes, thank you very much. We're still in the process of putting all that stuff together. That's for the fun pack, for the Queens of Adventure fun pack, which we're in the process of assembling. Oh, and it's on, Doing Time on Maple Drive is on YouTube. Okay. Oh, and William McNamara. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that name. William McNamara. Played the killer in Copycat, who pretends to be gay for the Dahmer copycat kill in the film. I don't recall Copycat. Have I seen that? I don't think I've seen that. And Peppermint Bark is way better. I don't know. It's too pepperminty. And Vito Veritas just realized it's a green screen. Yeah, I'm not actually in an abandoned cathedral. Sorry to say. Yet. Maybe should I do a live stream from an abandoned cathedral? Speaking of live streams, if you all want to join us for a live stream a little bit later today, the delightful Freya Love is going to be live streaming in a few hours. I think starting at 1, I believe, if I'm remembering that correctly. So she's going to be live streaming later this afternoon over on her Twitch channel, which I believe is twitch.tv/Freya Love. So go give that a follow right now. You'll get a notification when Freya goes live. She's going to be putting on her makeup, getting in drag with the help of her partner. So she's going to do half of her face, and her partner's going to do the other half. We'll see how that comes out. And then she's going to be playing some Pokemon Sword and Shield. So that's going to be happening, I think, at 1 p.m. Pacific. Copycat, 95, Holly Hunter, Sigourney Weaver, Dermot Mulrooney, Will Patton. I mean, that sounds like a good cast. City Stork is heading to bed. It's 5 a.m. Good gravy. Good thing it's a Sunday. Stayed up to join your streams that I've never been one before. Yay. Hello to Australia. Thank you for watching. I'm so pleased that you joined us. Hi. They shot the Dahmer copycat scene at 1015 Folsom in San Francisco. It's fantastic. Okay, I guess I'll put it on the list and check it out. Copycat 95. Anthony recommends peppermint bark s'mores. I don't know about that. I can't do anything too intensely peppermint is the thing. Like, candy canes are... It's just too strong for me. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed with fumes when I have something peppermint. Grace says they shot part of it. The biggest gay club in San Francisco. What was the biggest gay club in San Francisco at that time? Isaac says, I'm busy with the ExileCon, Path of Exile Convention live stream. Ooh, what is that? Don't forget Harry Connick Jr. is in Copycat. Wow, what a cast. Vino Veritas says, isn't Dermot Mulrooney the snack from my best friend's wedding? Is he? It's been a long time since I've seen that one. I'm so bad at remembering celebrities. Forgot about Harry Connick Jr. He was so gross in Copycat. That was clearly his research for Bug, where he kind of plays the same character. For just a second, I thought you were talking about A Bug's Life. Daughters of the Dust, bisexual black women in South Carolina Sea Islands. Whoa, really? Club Colossus, 1015 Folsom. I think that was long gone by the time I was there. Daughters of the Dust, bisexual black women in South Carolina Sea Islands. Whoa, that sounds amazing. Daughters of the Dust. I will check that out. Do you know the 1981 film The Fan, where gay serial killer Michael Bain is obsessed with Broadway diva Lauren Bacall? Now that is camp. I know of it. I feel like I've seen it, like, that's one of those movies that I've just seen at video stores my entire life and have never actually watched. Yes, that was Mulrooney. Says Vinyl Records. Club in San Francisco is called Brick Wall. Is it called Brick Wall now? Or was it called Brick Wall then? Video Drip says, I bought the DVD of Daughters of the Dust. The second was remastered. Don't know where it may stream. The Fan is supposed to be coming to Shout Factory Blu-ray soon. Okay. Well, that's something. Oh, good gravy. Oh, my. I'm sorry. Those peeps are trying to kill me. Whew. Any other gay holiday films y'all can think of? Because, I'm definitely going to be looking for stuff to watch and recommend. And, yeah, I'm trying to think of, what do we have? Home for the Holidays, Doing Time on Maple Drive. We reviewed That Certain Summer, made for TV movie about a teenage boy coming to terms with fathers coming out from the 70s. No, that's maybe one I should cover. That Certain Summer. Yeah, I know, that's another one that's been recommended to me forever, and I just need to, buckle down and watch it. I don't know why that requires buckling down, but Ghostbusters 2016, wait, is that a queer holiday movie? Martin Sheen was one of the gay guys in That Certain Summer, yes. Yes. It is a very, The Fan? The Fan 80, wait. Are there two different The Fans? Is there a Fan 1981 and a Fan 1991? That might cause some confusion. Comedy Central had a Thanksgiving John Waters marathon one year. Ooh, that's pretty good. I always feel like it's got a Thanksgiving vibe to stuff like Pecker and Female Trouble. Absolutely not, in the movie itself, but having seen it around that time, I guess you could have that sort of emotional echo in them. Oh, there's an old lesbian bar called the Bay Brick that is now called the Cat Club. I don't remember the Bay Brick in San Francisco. There's, of course, the Lexington Club, which closed down while I was there. Was it just the Lexington? Anyway, whatever. You make me sad for Beverly the Drag Queen from All in the Family. Oh, yeah. Good old Beverly. Oh, yeah, the holidays. Oh, the holidays are coming up, and that's a time to remember our friend Beverly. And also the Pee-wee Christmas special. If you want something a little more upbeat than, drag tragedy, there's Pee-wee's holiday special, which I have on the YouTubes. You can check out my channel for last year. I did a Pee-wee holiday video that was very well received, so I recommend checking that out. Pecker and Female Trouble they are about families. It is about getting together with family, I guess. Everyone should watch Krampus, says Matt Zeringe. Sure. Jordan says, queer media can be so depressing. I know, there's always the hero gets killed in the end, or somebody's family rejects them, whatever. It is true. Media can be depressing. I just want an upbeat, happy holiday movie for gays. I'm sure that must exist. There's 10 billion Hallmark holiday movies. There's gotta be a gay one in there somewhere. Love Life MD says Krampus is queer as blazes. Really? Okay, so I haven't seen it. I'm gonna take your word for it. Krampus. Is it queer? They probably, as a video joke, they probably did not show Female Trouble. I just read the VHS from Blockbuster at the time of year, so it's faded in my mind to become linked. I will give Krampus a chance if there's something queer about it. I did not think that it was, but I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe. Always Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, 1964. Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, lots of overtones could be made there. Should I do a queer reading of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? I don't know how much is there. I don't know how queer you could really yes, there's definitely. I think I could do a culture cruise about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I think I really want to do that, actually. Now, the more I think about it, the more I really want to do that. Watch the Krampus episode of Bob's Burgers that ends with a gay underground rave. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Ethan says dentists are super gay. That is true. There's only 2 TV-friendly John Waters movies, Crybaby and Hairspray. Oh, I think Serial Mom is TV friendly. Because it's more violent than gross. And TV loves violence, just can't get too sexy. Yeah, I think you could do Serial Mom on TV. I think polyester could vibe with today's TV, says Videodrome. Maybe. Matt Zorge says Krampus is more anti-capitalist than queer. I mean, they're so similar. I love how the Ranger is gay in PoE. Wait, what's PoE? It's rare to see credible gay characters in video games. Prince of Egypt? Probably not that. She mentioned she doesn't like men once in a while. She doesn't like me. She doesn't like men once in a while. And sees girl ghosts in the Siren Cave. Ooh. Regarding Rudolph, I once dated a dentist whose nickname for me was Yukon Cornelius. Offerzine, that is incredibly charming. I'm completely delighted by that. Oh, Path of Exile. Only Baltimore could produce Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. What does that mean? Polyester, Grady says polyester, not TV. Yeah, not TV friendly. Arcade Ganon from Fallout New Vegas is a gay character. Yeah, they're peppered here and there throughout games. I'm playing Outer Worlds right now, and there's some queerness in that. I'm enjoying the... honestly, I've seldom been so invested in any game story as much as I am in the lesbian romance storyline in Outer Worlds. I'm very, very, very into that. Love Life MD says it's a play about Rudolph being a gay deer in red tights. Of course it is. Oh, Mina says Ferdinand the Bull plays on TV every Christmas in Sweden. That is the gayest character ever. Mina, which version of Ferdinand the Bull? Because I know there was a recent one. Is it the recent one or is there an older one? Because that book, the book Ferdinand the Bull, was a big part of my childhood. And so I'm super into that. But I know that there was like a new Ferdinand the Bull with like The Rock or something like that. John Waters from 81 to 2000 became instantly not shocking for TV after maybe the third season of South Park. Yeah, I think that's probably true. TV sensibilities changed. When he premiered Polyester, a friend told him, congratulations, you finally made a family film about polyester. Really? Remarkable. The old one, it's the Mickey Mouse Christmas special that plays every year. What? There's... wait, is there a Mickey Mouse Ferdinand the Bull? That's delightful. I'm going to write that down. Where do I put that? Ferdinand the Bull Disney version. I'm glad that exists. I made a tweet about Young Avengers, Billy and Teddy, a gay couple of Avengers, to make it easier to know reading order collections. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. New Ferdinand, surprisingly cute. They killed off the Bull's queer vibe. Ugh, of course they did. Of course they did. Always burying their gays. Dig up your gays. We want undead gays now. We've all been killed, so now we're zombies and we're coming back to eat your brains. Heterosexuals. Yes, Roland, yes, Anthony Oliveira's Billy and Teddy. Definitely, I will look for your tweet about the reading order and which books to get and when, because I definitely want to support that. The Disney version of Ferdinand. Yes, Videodrome. There's also, of course, the one, the Christmas Carol version. Oh, it's coming up on that time to, like... Should I read a Christmas Carol on a live stream? I did that, I think, last year, maybe the year before. Maybe I should do that for Christmas. Disney version, Walt Disney is cameoed as the Matador. That's ridiculous. But okay, I like that. All right, we've been going for about like an hour and a bit, so I may be winding it down in a little bit because we got to get ready for Freya to come over and stream. Remember, we are doing a Freya live stream later this afternoon. She's going to be playing Pokemon and also getting into drag, so you can watch her face come together. That's going to be starting, I think, at 1. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I think that's when that's starting. Yes. So join us for that. That's at twitch.tv/FreyaLove. So I hope you'll stick around for that live stream. And of course, check out my Culture Cruise video about Frasier if you haven't already. That's the new one. And of course, give a listen to our new Queens of Adventure episode that just went up. I really like it. It's one of my favorite episodes that we've done. Yeah, that's at queensofadventure.com, of course, for the Queens of Adventure podcast. Yes, and keep recommending. Do send me your recommendations for queer holiday films, because I'm always looking for stuff like that. There's not a lot, is there? It's mostly just like gay character off to the side and something else. Yeah, and I can see there's a lot of conversation happening in in the chat about Disney holiday stuff. So I'm gonna have to think about like what kind of holiday stuff I'm gonna be doing in the coming weeks. Because gosh, we are just almost right up on top of the holiday season. Yikes! Wait, was from all of us to all of you? Is that a Disney thing? Is the official name? Yeah, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. I think I had that on VHS. That Mickey Mouse Christmas special. It's like it's a couple different cartoons and then culminating in the Christmas Carol. Whoa! It came out in '58. Wait, what did? Did the Christmas Carol come out in '58? That can't be. That can't be. Maybe it is. Wait, Wish Upon a Star, sung by Jiminy Cricket. I feel like every conversation is out of sync with everything else. Maybe it did. Maybe that was '58. The Christmas Carol. Gosh, that is a long time ago. Okay, but it's still one of the best. I think one of the best holiday specials to watch. That Disney Christmas Carol. It's just very sweet. Uh, it's definitely like an indelible part of my childhood around this time of year. So, uh, yeah, I think that's probably going to be required viewing for me. All right, gonna wrap up the live stream. Thank you once again to everybody for joining. Thanks to everybody who left a tip. Thanks to everybody who has recommended Culture Cruise to friends and family. Go, if you're enjoying the Frasier video and the '90s video, go post that on your social medias so more people see it, because that's always very helpful. I'll be back for another one of these live streams in 2 weeks, although I was considering doing a live stream on Thanksgiving. So folks who either are spending Thanksgiving alone or are spending it with like unpleasant family, just, have someone to spend the holiday with. So let me know if that's something you would like. If you would like to do like a little live stream on Thanksgiving, either here or on Twitch. Maybe I'll do like a video game live stream. What was I thinking? Yeah, let me know if that's something you'd be into. Can you link to that Twitch stream? Sure. Put that in the chat. It's just hard for me to type because there's microphones all over the desk here. Twitch.tv/Freya Love. I believe that is her channel. Let me just check that. That is not her channel. No, it's not that. Is it Freya _Love? Maybe it's Freya _Love. That's it. That's it. Twitch.tv/Freya _Love. There we go. But it didn't link. Arg. Arg. YouTube. Let's try it one more time. There we go. Phew. All right, so go check out Freya there. Check out the Patreon, my Patreon, over at patreon.com/Matt Baume to support live streams like this one. Check out Queens of Adventure for drag queens playing Dungeons and Dragons. What else do I have that I want you to check out right now? Phew. I think that's probably the big ones. Those are the big ones. Yeah, go give me a follow over on Twitter to stay up to date on whatever I'm working on. And yeah, so we'll see you for another live stream later this afternoon, possibly on Thanksgiving if folks are feeling up for that. And the next one of these live streams is happening in 2 weeks, so that's going to be the 30th, maybe, or 31st. I'm not sure. Once again, oh wait, is there a calendar in this computer? There is. The 30th. Next one of these live streams will be Saturday the 30th. So join us for that. And I think that'll just about do it for now. Thanks once again to everybody for joining, and I will see you again very soon. Farewell. I can't find the waiting screen to send you off to, so oh well, we're just gonna end it there, I guess. Bye!